So yeah, we're here with 𝙀𝙏 𝙂𝙏, Ben and Lee. We just thought we'd take a couple of minutes just to ask you some questions, more about, not about your background, because you're doing a quick question and answer yourself, aren't you, quite soon, because you've been asked.
Yeah, I've been asked to do one.
Yeah, you've been asked a few times to do it. So, what was your car history then?
I don't think I've got enough time for that.
Is it a long list?
It's a long list, yeah. I don't know, roughly. Loads of Fords, Mark II Escorts, Mark III, 4, 5.
So you were a Ford guy originally, so
yeah, probably every, quite a lot of RS Fords, RS Turbo, 2000. Just loads of RS 1600. The only one I would have liked to have was the Escort Cosworth.
And you didn't have that? Did you ever have Sapphire or anything like that?
No.
3 doors, no?
No,
nothing
never
like
had it. Couldn't afford one of them. Jesus.
Too much money.
Too much
couldn't
money,
afford
yeah.
one now, anyway.
No.
Well, I couldn't afford one now.
No, and all the Focus, RS Focus.
Yeah,
Mark
you
1,
said
2
you
and
had
3.
the Mark II was one thing.
Yeah, all of them. Mark 1 from brand new, Mark 2 brand new, that Mark 3 we've got, that's the only second-hand one I've ever bought. So
That's so what you ended up going with quite a few kind of high-end cars before you got into the GTR, and you chose to go to the GTR just purely from like you'd had one before and you enjoyed it, and in one of your previous videos you alluded to the fact that it was just more kind of maintenance friendly.
it was practicality. Yeah, it's got a boot.
Yeah.
So that was it, and I'm not joking either. I went for the GTR because it had
had a boot.
over the GT3 that I had before, which didn't have a boot. So yeah.
What about you, Ben?
I started off with a K-Reg Clio Williams replica. Wasn't a proper one. I would never have got insured on a proper one. It was a 1.4. I couldn't pull the skin off a rice pudding. It was well slow. Then that got nicked. I had another Clio very, very briefly. Then I had a new 1 litre Yaris 2007. Then I had a Yaris SR 1.8. And then I moved to America for a year, come back, and it was company cars after that. I literally just had company cars. And then I worked for Audi and had loads of different Audis, obviously, as demonstrators. And then I just left Audi and now I've got a RS3 and all kinds of stuff.
So you mixed it up since leaving Audi then? Nice to see you've had a change.
Yeah, and I still would go back to an Audi.
So which cars stay at your house and which cars do you have at
Depends
yours?
where we're in. I generally keep the RS4, don't I?
Usually,
And
yeah.
you generally keep your Focus RS.
So which ones do you daily?
The RS4.
Daily.
I'd
Could be
probably,
anything.
You probably drive the HQ3 more than anything, don't you?
yeah, I'll use all the cars for doing the videos, whatever we're doing on YouTube. Then, yeah, I'll use the RSQ3. So when I get back, if you ever get back from Wales tonight,
They're setting the borders tomorrow at 6. So.
Yeah, we need to get going.
Yeah.
I'll be using the RSQ3 tonight, tomorrow, weekend.
Yeah.
But you don't see that on video because, you know, when in the daytime, my wife uses it.
Yeah.
And then when I get back at night, you know, I'll be driving.
Go on then. Here's a good question for you both. What's your favourite out of all the cars that you own?
Like that's not even a.
Of everything.
I don't even have to think about that.
What's the? For what reason? Because
Just in general.
obviously there's an £80,000 GTR there, and then there's a £10,000 RS4.
No.
You know, so in theory the GTR should be my favourite.
It's not though, is it?
But the RS4.
So
Because,
you both got the RS4
Yes.
because of the money it's cost. It's a V8. It sounds amazing. It's cheap, although it's costing us a fortune. It's just for the money. It's just a good car.
Bang for buck.
If you're a petrol head.
Yeah, bang
if you're not
for
a
buck.
petrol head, you'll hate it because it's expensive.
I mean, it constantly costs you money, doesn't it?
Yeah.
But I think if that had been maintained properly from start to finish, it wouldn't be as big an issue, as big an issue as it has been now.
No.
It's like we're just doing everything in one go. But once this is done, as long as we keep on top of the stuff, fingers crossed, it doesn't give us too many more. I mean, it's a 13-year-old car, it's 155,000 miles. It's gonna have issues. But hopefully, once these big jobs are out of the way,
It's not that bad. It's not that bad a car in all fairness to it, is it? It's a nice looking car, and it stays looking far nicer inside than if you're comparing that to a Ford of a similar age. It looks more classy and elegant inside it, for want of a better word, doesn't it? Really?
Yeah, I can imagine it was nice when it was new inside, but now it's shit inside. But it is 13 years old, and it's, you know, it's a suspect Audi interior spec.
Yeah, we're still on the hunt for a black interior for it, aren't we? We've done, well, I say we, I did the roof lining in it and the other black bits and pieces inside, but we're after some wing backs still.
I did the steering wheel, mostly.
I don't think you did. I think you did.
What's like I did most of that.
You literally did 30 seconds.
It did look like they did quite a lot of work.
And 30 seconds.
To be fair, I'll elaborate on that one because it looked like Lee had done a bit of work for the first time.
Yeah.
In the 52 videos that you've got online.
52?
Yeah.
I didn't even know how many videos we had.
52 videos-ish, I think.
Nice.
Up to that point.
Yeah.
If you could get rid of one of the cars, which one would you?
Focus.
I don't know. It's a difficult one, that. If I had to get rid of one,
Yeah. Then you can't say bear.
you might have to cut this because there's going to be a lot of ums. I don't know. I might be steered towards the GTR.
Bollocks.
Seriously.
You wouldn't sell your
The only reason is I've had that car the longest. So I've had that car for the longest, which means I should be ready to change that. I've had it for nearly 18 months. You only know me for 2 and a bit years. I typically get rid of cars every 18 months. My wife gets rid of cars every year.
No, but you've already said that you want your GTR up to like 1,000 horsepower.
You know, but
Can't do that.
Dan's saying if you had to get rid of one.
Now.
Yeah, probably. The only reason is there's more money in it and I could buy some more.
What would you... Okay, here's another good question. Start with Ben because he's far quicker to answer than your waffle like mine.
Yeah.
So...
This is how
I'm going to go outside of this, right?
If you sold the GTR, what 2, 3, 4 cars would you get to replace it?
I'd probably get a previous Gen RS6, so not the current gen, previous Gen RS6.
Definitely.
And I'd quite fancy a what's it classed as? An F90? Whatever the M5, the V10 M5 is, I'd probably have one of them as well.
Lee?
I'd go with the RS6, definitely. But I wouldn't get that V10 M5. I don't know. I think I'd just go for the RS6 and keep the rest until... I don't know, off the top of my head. There's too many cars to even choose from. Because you can pick... I am rubbish at this. But, you know,
if you've ever seen the process of Lee buying anything...
How long did it take you to buy? How long did it take you to buy the S15? Because you said you've wanted one for
18
ages.
months.
So 18 months.
Yeah. The GTR.
I'm actually looking.
I'm actually looking. The GTR took me 2 months to buy that because I went
finding the right spec.
Yeah, because I went through and I thought because I sold the GT. This is in a previous video. I sold the GT3. I got some money back out of that because obviously they appreciated in value. Then I had this stack of money that I wanted to buy a car with no finance payment. So I started off looking at. What's
that video?
Yeah, 35 grand cars, and I thought I can get an RS6 for 35, maybe 40 at the time. Then I looked at GTRs at 40, and then I looked at second-hand GTRs at 60, and I thought I might as well just buy a brand new one.
Yeah.
And then I was back in the same boat. I was having a finance payment. I only paid it off not so long ago. So, and that's the thing. When I've got a finance payment on a car, I want to get rid of it.
Yeah.
When I own a car outright, it doesn't matter if it's sat there, does it? Because it's not costing me any money.
Well, it is. You've just paid you just paid your depreciation.
Yeah, depreciation. But what I'm saying is,
you paid it all in one go rather than paying it monthly.
But you felt more comfortable in your head, and that's what people don't understand about finance is that people say, "Oh, you've got finance whip," or it's mummy and daddy's, or whatever else that they say to, especially these young kids, and they don't realise how much that plays on your mind because you've got that finance payment. There's a percentage of that goes towards the repayment, and a percentage that goes towards the interest payment. Well, the quicker you can get rid of that, the less money you're going to pay, whether you financed it in the first place and it's off your head. Then there's
because
one less
you're not paying
expense every month. I can get
that GTR cost me in the end. I think it was about about 1,800 in interest.
In interest alone,
which is not bad on an £80,000 car, 81,000, whatever it was.
But
I get what you mean. You still got to lay the money out, but in your own mind, it's about justifying your own mind of saying this car. I don't have to shell out this £1,100 a month.
What would be the next car for the channel?
BMW something.
Yeah, we need to get a Beamer for the channel. A lot of people think we're anti-Beamer, but we're not. we take the piss a little bit because I'm an Audi fanboy, but there are a lot of BMWs.
I think
really like.
M2.
Apart from
Everyone's buying
things.
it. Everyone's buying
One
it.
of them is that guy who sent the thingy on Instagram.
It won't be a 240i.
Whatever them new
the
M235i Grand Coupe. What the hell happened to that? We were having a laugh, weren't we, saying that one of the designers from Audi or Mercedes went, do you know what, lads, what we'll do for a laugh is I'll leave this job and get a design job at BMW and sabotage the design.
I think
so we'll all have a laugh about it.
Oh, you are.
Yeah, I don't get what they've done, and that new M3 and M4 thing.
Forget it.
So we can look forward to seeing a BMW on the channel.
We'll definitely have one at some point. I'd like to. I can't remember what it's called. Is it the F? Whatever it is, whatever the V10 M5 is. I want one of them. I forget what it.
It's just going to be another money pit though, so it'll be good for video purpose because it'll be interesting, a bit of drama, but I think we have to get a big checkbook out of it, won't we?
Oh yeah, it won't be cheap. That.
That'll probably be more expensive than the
RS4.
Yeah,
probably, but it'll be good.
V10 is going to be 2 more cylinders to deal with.
What's costing the most amount of money in kind of upkeep or modifying so far?
Black thing out there.
What are you definitely going to go with? Are you definitely going to go with 1,000 plus horsepower on the GTR, or is that just pipe dream?
I would like to have a go at it, but I think in reality, I might take it to another stage up to 800, but after that, I'd probably leave it.
It's probably not that amazing for the channel, really, is it? Because it's a big power car, but it's not far enough for anyone that watches your channel. Because I don't think that's necessarily. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think that's necessarily what they watch the channel for. You chasing big figures on anything, otherwise you would have already started chasing figures on all the cars. You've not done that, have you?
No, from our point of view, and I think I speak for you, is we just, as long as we can have some fun doing it, that's all we're looking for. Just producing a bit of content that just we enjoy doing. So if that means leaving the car at 666, it'll stay at that. But if we come to the conclusion, Ben's RS3 is next for power modification. The GTR is way down the line.
Yeah.
Well, you're just trying to squeeze someone to do something for
buttons. Do you know what though? I'd gladly do nothing else to any of the other cars and just carry on going with the RS4. Just keep putting money into that. Yeah. Because I love it for it.
From a watch point of view, we get the most watches on it out of any other car, and we've got a few different ones. But is that because we've done a lot of videos on it? I don't know.
Maybe.
Is it?
I think, and there's somebody that commented. I think there's been a couple of comments that have been similar, saying literally nobody else is doing the journey that we're doing with the RS4. Nobody else is doing that at all.
It's a dead interesting journey because nobody apart from anyone in America that really concentrates on high mileage things. They like to have this low mileage, like low owners. Oh, the stuff that a typical person in the UK looks for. It has how many owners has it got, how many miles has it got, not just how much wear and tear has it got on it. Whereas you flip things on its head and you bought the cheapest of this that you could find, you bought the cheapest of that you could find, and you didn't go, do you know what, that's got 150,000 miles, I'll spend another, like you said in one of the videos, another £8 grand.
I said that, but it's been commented by other people, it's been commented by you. You could have spent, instead of spending £9,750 on the RS4 we've got, 255,000 miles, we could have spent 12, 13, 14, 15 grand on another one that's maybe done 80, 90,000 miles, but it could end up needing all of this stuff anyway.
Yeah,
sure. I think it would.
And it probably would have done, yeah.
And that might have ended up, bought, not built. Whereas with this, you're showing a journey and you're repairing the common faults that maybe people would ask about. And you're not giving them a tutorial like we try and do, but you're giving them some information about what it costs. And at the same time, we've done something for people through this whole exercise of putting the suspension on the RS4, and we've highlighted the fact that it might need this and that, and you've done them, you've dealt with them. You've dealt with the issues that have been thrown at you, haven't you? Yeah. So you've highlighted some of the issues that some people might get fitting a brand new kit, never mind a second-hand kit.
Yeah, I think it's good to not be scared about something that's. I'm the worst for it because I used to sell new cars. I used to have company cars, sold new cars. Other than my first 2 cars, I only ever had new cars. That was all I ever had. They always had a warranty, and they were somebody else's problem. So this is foreign. This is completely different for me as well. So this has just opened my eyes up a little bit to say, as long as you're prepared for the potential things to go wrong and the things that will go wrong with a car that's 13 years old, it's not actually that big a deal. It's not that bad. You just obviously need to have a few quid.
No,
to sort
but
it
these
out.
are some of the bushes that you've upgraded and bump stops might have needed doing on an 80,000 mile car. Deterioration of parts like that isn't mileage related. It's just the fact that it's old, it's perished, it's this and it's that. You might have still had the same issues irrespective of mileage. Mileage doesn't help, but ultimately, at the end of the day, it's not the only reason why something fails.
Yeah.
But it's just an interesting journey to follow, and I'll watch with absolute trepidation as to what's going to happen next on your journey. And I've got to be honest, it's a compulsive thing for me of an evening to watch, and it's probably the only thing that my wife doesn't shout at me for watching you, but she shouts at me for watching other YouTubers, but she's all right with you two. It's weird. I don't know what it is.
Well, we like your wife already.
You can take it. You should say it. Let you cut that bit out.
We've got enough.
You can't be any more expensive than the RS4, can you?
No.
But it's been a mega couple of days, 3 days that you spent with us.
Thanks for
The
having us.
podcast bit that we're doing now, it was just for a bit of fun. I can't wait to hear the full backstory. If you haven't already, then subscribe to their channel because you'll miss out on the Q&A that they do in the future.
It's not that interesting, believe me.
It's not. It's the most boring.
It's not. If you want to watch it, but I won't go out of your way.
Selling himself here. This is what I need to do, right? I've got it all down here. You're like the happy person. You're the me, except your name's Ben, right?
Yeah.
You're the Darren of the group,
Yeah.
and he is the Ben.
He is a miserable bastard.
He is the...
You know what? The reason I'm so miserable, I've got to work with him every day.
Love it. Come on, Pops.
Yeah, you look like I love it.
Yeah, you're going to need plenty of cutaways.
No, it's a podcast. It's a straight
No
one. No cutaways,
There's
mate.
no video.
No, it's just this is the shot.
This is straight up, mate.
That's what I was saying. You're going to have to just bear with me when I was pausing.
Oh, okay.
It's straight up. There's no cutaways in this one.
There's a reason
really?
I haven't done a podcast.
Oh, yeah, it'd be
I
boring.
didn't want to send myself to sleep.
But just for a final note, just to let everyone know, is he
gay?
stepson?
Is he gay?
No, is he stepson or just because you're a little bit, or was it just a really young?
I don't know how many times I've said this on camera. He's a dickhead. That's all I'm going to say.
But he's not your son. Everyone said it's father son duo. Why?
He's an absolute knob.
And on that note, subscribe.
Yeah. Cheers.